Hi, friends. I was recently on my first podcast and it was so much fun. My friend Tanya McAnear, who owns Bad Madge, one of my favorite vintage shops, asked me to be on her podcast, Vintage Picking with Bad Madge. I was honored and a bit nervous, but we had a blast and we could have kept talking for several more hours. We talked about our love of old things, the stories behind them, sustainable shopping tips, and the joy of playing dress up at any age. In this video, I'll share some of my favorite segments from the podcast. Welcome to the Dress Up Mom. Over the years, I've sourced some of my favorite furniture, home goods, apparel, and gifts from Bad Madge. It is a vintage store in San Diego that has achieved national acclaim. I've also had the pleasure of becoming friends with Tanya, who is a kindred spirit. Here are some of the things Tanya and I shared when we got together for her podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome, everyone, to Vintage Picking with Bad Madge. Our guest this month is Rika Hayden. Rika and I are friends. I consider you a good friend now.
I agree.
And we're vintage enthusiasts, and you're wearing a fabulous blouse from Bad Madge that you transformed.
Yes,
I love when my guests wear things that they bought at my store. It's always exciting.
Of course.
Rika, you're here. Yay! So I've been kind of planning different guests, and then I thought, Rika, and I reached out, and you immediately said yes, so thank you for being here.
Well, I honestly can't tell you how honored I am to be here. Really. I love you ever since I met you, and I've been really excited about doing this. This is my first podcast.
Okay, well, welcome.
So thank you so much
you.
for having me. I listen to your podcast. I've learned a lot from them. So
Thank you.
I don't know what I'm going to be able to teach people, but...
Well, you have a lot to offer.
Okay.
Let's do a little bit of our history. We met, I don't know how long ago it was.
It was
10 years ago?
Probably you were still in the small, just the one space.
Okay, so it had to be over 10 years.
A friend of mine actually had told me about Bad Madge. I had never been before.
Okay.
So I brought my husband. We had our little camera stuff. At the time, we were sort of nervous about talking to people. And we walked in, and first I was like, oh my gosh, there's some great stuff in here. Shopping, you were there. I told you, and I asked if you would talk on the camera.
And
you did. And it was like so great. I remember my husband was like, wow, this woman's great. So we did that, and then I've been just shopping with you ever since.
But you also really hooked me up with your mother's items.
Yes.
When your mother got ill and was moving into maybe an assisted living facility, and I think it was up in Oceanside or Vista?
San Marcos. I grew up in San Marcos.
Okay, so quite a ways up. I remember driving up there, and it was such a great pick. All
Was
that
it?
amazing jewelry. I kept some of those pieces.
Yeah, my mom had just amazing taste in general.
Yeah.
She's who I got sort of all my fashion beginnings from. We had sort of different taste. But just like I've heard you say, the generation that she was, having gone through war, she bought so much stuff.
Oh my gosh,
And
so much stuff.
So much stuff. And at the time she had, started having memory issues, and my dad was just beside himself. He didn't know what to do. So we had a lot of family come in and take stuff. You came and bought things, and then we just
the
had
jewelry was just amazing.
Yeah, she
there
loved
was so much good
her jewelry.
I think your dad was really shocked about how much jewelry she had.
I didn't know, yeah.
I mean, there was so much of it, and we had laid it out on a table, and I could remember you were like, oh my God, there's so much.
Yeah.
And I think we don't realize how much we collect over time. And that's something that, we've talked about. You're very selective of the items that you're adding to your wardrobe. You're very curated and focused on what's really going to add joy to your life, and how are you going to wear it, how are you going to use it, not just buying anything.
Clearing out my parents' home was traumatic for my sister and I. And I even really, not even just all the memories of things, but just what a task it was. There was just stuff all over the place, multiple things of everything. And you kind of had to go through it a little bit. So it was, and my dad was just paralyzed by it. So it was something that I had already been this way, but now I actually go through my house once a year.
I did a little bit today, actually.
I do not want to leave that for my kids to have to do.
No.
For me, we downsized from a big house and did all of that. And, you know, my kids are in their 30s. There's very few things they want.
Right.
That was in there. So, yeah, I'm very, very and I lived in a tiny place now. Pretty much everything I own has a history or a story.
That's amazing.
It really does.
Amazing.
Everything in my house. You've seen my house.
Yes, I have.
And the things that I've bought from you, you've told me the history of those, which I have some amazing pieces that I bought from you. It all has a story, and I make sure that, like, through my YouTube channel, through talking to my kids, I tell the stories because I really want them to be remembered. You had a guest here who was saying something, you guys were talking about, oh, if this article of clothing could talk, or if this, I'm always making up those stories in my head if I don't know them, because I feel like the stories are really important.
They really are.
And also the reason I purge so much is because I'm very, very passionate about sustainability. I just am. The number one thing about that is not having too many things. And whatever you're not using, somebody else can use.
Exactly.
So if it's just sitting there, I don't have things, I don't collect clothes, I wear clothes.
Good for you. You're the dress-up mom.
I am the dress-up.
You're the dress-up mom.
People always ask me about where I get things or how I'm doing things or at work. So everyone's like, do a blog, do a blog. I'm like, no, writing seems like a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I thought, you know, it maybe something on YouTube. It just has become my fun, creative outlet. My passion is to try to help women mostly figure out how to create unique style, but using sustainable fashion.
Use the things in your closet.
The things in your closet. Just, I've always just had a knack for putting things together, kind of.
Natural styling.
I just hope that maybe what I do inspires people to try it.
Tourists, they come into my store, they might mention, I had a couple this weekend, say they were from Atlanta. And I, oh my gosh, how did you find me? Oh, well, we saw that you were in the New York Times 36 Hours in San Diego. We had been featured in this New York Times article, which was amazing. And thank you, New York Times.
I don't know if you remember, Airbnb, I was doing these shopping experiences.
I remember that.
People.
Yes, I do.
And that was kind of interesting too, because they were people that were coming in visiting and they wanted to do shopping.
Right.
And so I would take them around to places. For me, it was frustrating because people didn't seem like they ever wanted to buy things.
Yeah, well, the whole fun.
I wanted to like help style them and all of that.
The whole point is obviously you would like them to buy, but I think some people just do it as part of a, you know, it's an activity.
Right.
It's not necessarily shopping. I like to shop. I want to bring something back.
For me, the fun of shopping this way is that then everything that you have or you take out brings back some sort of memory. It is very intentional, like you said.
Very much so.
Very intentional. And like you said, like my closet, they're all like my little babies in there.
They are, I know.
They really are my
really
little babies. It's really hard for me to get rid of something I do if it like doesn't fit or I think somebody else might like it better or use it better. But I look at it's like my sanctuary. I call it my sanctuary, my closet.
Your little closet.
It's just my happy space. It's a tiny little thing, but everything in there does bring me joy. I've noticed with women too, they keep a lot of things in their closet that don't fit.
Yeah.
Okay. They bring it there. Oh, one day I'm going to get into it. I'll do it. So there's this whole chunk of stuff in there that doesn't fit. So every time you go in there, you like feel a negative feeling.
Yes, it reminds you of, oh, that doesn't fit me anymore. I mean, menopause has changed my body.
Me too.
Dramatically.
Yeah.
So that feeling of not being able to wear it anymore, even though you love it, it kind of creates a little bit of a sadness in you.
It does. And but the thing is, if you keep it in there, it's still going to keep you sad. Go and alter it if you need to alter it some way. Take a piece of it and create something else out of it. But I just find that I would love that. I mean, I have all these things that I would love to do with people, but I would love helping people go through their closets.
Yes.
Really like
closet purge.
Closet purge, because I feel like if you do it right, you can never look bad when you leave your house.
Yes. I get a lot of things from people that are cleaning out their closet, which I love because then it's not going into a landfill. They maybe made a little money on it. It goes into their dinner fund or whatever they're going to use it for. Okay, so I noticed on your YouTube that you have this new wedding thing. So share a little bit about that and like what you're doing. And I thought it was really cool.
Yes. So I have a niece in her like late 20s, and she's also very into this. And so we decided maybe what we would start doing is finding cool wedding dresses and offering those up, because there's really like nothing less sustainable than a wedding gown, right? Where you're going to wear it one time.
Literally one time,
and then a lot of resources go into that. I don't think people understand like the true cost of making a garment. I went around town, found a bunch of these gowns. And then we also started sourcing through Goodwill across the country. And
were you going on their website?
Yeah. There are so many amazing gowns, like a lot that have never been worn. I'm like, what do people do? Are people buying like 2 or 3 and then deciding which one?
Sometimes they do, or maybe they called off the wedding or whatever.
I also was really wanting to know the stories behind a lot of these dresses. I did find out some of the stories. So anyway, we now have a really good inventory of them. She had a shop. We were hoping to do something in a shop. That's not going to work out. So kind of our thought was that we would find a place where people could actually try on these sustainable dresses.
Kind of need that,
Kind of do it like I don't know, what do they do now when you go to a bridal place where you bring all your girlfriends and your mom?
And bridal party kind of thing.
So that's kind of the end goal, and hopefully one day we kind of get there to have enough inventory and be able to find a place to do that. Who do you think are the biggest obstacles in us selling wedding gowns to brides?
The mother of the bride?
Yes. It's the mother of the bride or the mother-in-law. The brides want them, these like 20 to 30-year-olds.
Because they know that they're saving the environment.
Right. They want them. And these dresses are beautiful. They're so much better made and higher quality than the stuff that you're finding now for a whole lot more. The mothers and the mothers of the bride and the what are they called? Mother-in-laws. My daughter's not wearing a not new dress. There's no way you're wearing a dress that's not new.
I don't get that. Why?
I don't know, Tanya. So anyway, something that we'll deal with. I still think it's a great idea, and we'll get it.
Yeah, that'll be something about marketing, how to figure out how to market that way.
So we have them all up on, it's called The Next Bride, and we have like a website up with all of them.
Cool, okay, The Next Bride.
And we'll see what happens with it. It's kind of like I have to do all of this slowly because I have a full-time job.
Sure, and all your other things you're doing, and a husband and travel and kids. I realized we didn't do our fun facts for vintage fanatics.
Yeah, I was hoping that we would not figure out to do that.
No, you're going to know the answers. Don't you worry. So we're gonna throw it in right here in the middle. My producer's laughing at me right now, Brian. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna do fun facts for vintage fanatics right in the middle of our interview. It's okay. Our listeners don't care, do you? You don't care. Question number 1. On your YouTube channel, you've shared your process of finding and altering vintage pieces. In one memorable episode, you discovered a vintage dress at Bad Madge, my store, and had it tailored to fit perfectly. What was the approximate total cost of the dress after purchase and alterations? Okay, A, $20, B, $55, C, $100, or D, $150.
Okay, so I've altered several. It's not this one, right? It's not the thing. It was the pink one. Okay.
I think it was the pink one.
Oh, I think it was 55.
Woo! Ding, 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 ding! She got it right!
And it's such a cool dress. Yeah.
So 55. The dress was $30, and then the alterations was $25. She said it. It's such a cool dress. You spent $55 on a dress, and it's a great dress. Can you imagine buying that new in retail? Like, you probably would have spent triple, quadruple that easily.
First off, and it wouldn't have been anywhere near as cool.
Exactly.
It's fabric and everything.
Exactly. So buying something vintage or resale, you can save that piece from going in the landfill. It's a one-of-a-kind item. You go to your alterations person. It fits you now perfectly, and you're going to enjoy that dress. Do it. Go buy those pieces that you love, alter them, and you can save money too.
Yeah, 100%. And have something totally unique.
Totally you. Okay, question number 2. You ready?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, when sharing your top thrifting tips, you often recommend looking for certain qualities in vintage and resale items. Which of the following is not one of your commonly mentioned tips? A, check for good quality fabrics and construction. B, look for items made in Europe, the US, or Singapore. C, only shop in the women's section, and D, visit thrift shops in upscale neighborhoods for better finds.
Oh, that's the easy one. Only shop in the women's section.
Okay, so why? Tell us.
There's all sorts of great things in the men's section.
Absolutely.
And the boys section. Or if you're a boy in the women's section.
For sure.
There are so many things that are, especially now. I love how now everybody can kind of wear whatever.
Wear whatever you want.
And particularly if, look, I'm a tall woman, so a lot of times, especially with jackets, blazers, I go in the men's section a lot because otherwise the sleeves are too short for me. And again, alterations, you gotta find that alterations person that is the right one for you. I have one that I love, but
do you want to share with our listeners?
Yes,
please.
Donna's Tailor Shop in Encinitas, California. I used to live down there. I now drive and go to her for everything. She's a great fitter. You need someone that can fit well, and then somebody that will play with you. If you want to really go in there and change something, like turn a dress into a skirt and a top. I get people asking me for recommendations on dry cleaning all the time. Oh, this guy, you told me about him, Chad.
I think I told you, yes. So
I go there, I will not go anywhere else.
Nowhere else. So Chad at Mission Hills Fabric Care. He is the best. He's a nice man. It's right on West Lewis. If you're in San Diego, I highly recommend them.
Can I share a quick story? Because it goes with our dresses.
Okay.
So my niece had a $2,500 dress that she wore to her wedding. I know.
But that's not that unusual for a wedding dress.
Yeah, but this was a beautiful silk, very nice silhouette.
Elegant, okay.
And let's just say that my niece had a very good time at her wedding.
Okay.
The dress afterward was the back, they had a lot of fun and there was spillage and all of this kind of stuff.
Needed to be clean.
Yes, it needed to be clean, but what happened is they didn't do that and the dress sat in a bag for a year. All right. Ooh. So now I'm starting my wedding thing and my sister tells me about this dress. And she goes, I can't even donate it anywhere because the stains.
Nobody will take it.
What Chad explained to me that these stains on silk are like an apple and they get browner and browner and browner and browner. Anyway, nobody would take it. And I'm like, give it to me. And she goes, I'll give it to you if you can do anything with it. Great. This man it took him 3 months because he tried a bunch of different things. Yeah. And he got this dress it looks brand new. If anybody wants a $2,500 dress for significantly less, come to the next bride. If you love clothes, find the other people that love clothes and care about all of this.
And ask your friends, do they have recommendations for a good tailor? Do they have recommendations for a good dry cleaner? Or use ones we recommended?
Well, all right. I have a whole video on Chad on my YouTube channel and on Donna's Tailor Shop. And I'm at the point now where it's not all about getting a huge bargain. Right. Here, it's still always a bargain compared to new. I don't ever go to a department store. If I ever go in there, I'm like, are you kidding? That is what this thing is costing? And it's so I don't do a lot of that. But I also I like finding small sustainable brands. Yes. Right. So and local people. So we're huge fans of Jennifer Grace.
Yes, Jen.
I have a lot of her pieces, right? I love, Judy Rosen, who makes these jeans in New York City that are amazing. Okay. The Briar Clog people. So I have my favorite. I'm a very loyal person.
You are.
So I have my favorite things, and my favorite thing is to just mix all of this together. Yeah.
Vintage, resale, maybe brand new.
Yeah. So I've got this that I made at your house. These are Judy Rosen jeans. I have my Briar Clogs. I have a purse that this woman made for me. Okay. So I think, and I don't there's no sort of era that I guess I sort of go to more towards 70s.
You definitely have a 70s aesthetic.
70s aesthetic, but I will wear anything from any era. Just combine it with a whole bunch of, I think it's more eclectic. I don't know.
But you have a great sense of your personal style. Not everybody does. I think they're afraid. I hear that a lot in my store. Oh, that wouldn't look good on me. I don't know how I would wear that. I'm like, put it on. Try it.
Tanya, that was also another reason I stopped doing the shopping experience because I left every time really sad. Yeah. Because I would have these beautiful women, all different shapes, sizes, everything. And it was always, I could never wear that.
I don't know.
I could never wear that. Oh, I wouldn't do that. and then I have them try it on, and most of the time they would end up buying it because you could tell they loved it.
And it looked great.
But there were all sorts of reasons, like, oh, my husband wouldn't like that, or I'm too young, I'm too old. They're afraid. I can't stand out like that, God forbid. And it made me really sad about kind of women in general. So if anything, I'm trying to inspire people to just try a little bit of it.
Yes.
A little bit of it. This one lady came from Switzerland. She was amazing. And all the women hate their bodies. It was always like, I couldn't wear that. I'm like too fat here. I'm like, well, let's try this. So it's like, you can do stuff to take the stuff
minimize
you like,
it,
right? So there was a beautiful woman that came from Switzerland, and I got to she was a fun one. Mm-hmm. I got to take her around. We did all sorts of fun shopping everywhere. She tried on something she never would have before, and she had just recently gotten divorced. So she said, I can finally be me and wear what I was like, okay, yay, you go. But I'm thinking, how sad.
Yeah,
that you had to wait. That you had to wait to be able to do that. So especially now in my 60s, I'm like, I really don't care.
Yeah.
I 100%.
You have a great husband too.
I do. He is. I have a fantastic
He's like
husband.
your cheerleader.
He is, and he films all of it, and I go out like in like wacky stuff, and he's not embarrassed. So every once in a while he'll say, oh, and then I know, okay, I've probably gone overboard.
Too far.
Yeah. And he is great.
I think fashion, if the world ended tomorrow, are you going to be sad that you didn't wear the things that you loved? Yes. Wear the things that made you happy. Wear the things that bring you joy. Yes, you'd be sad. So wear them.
No.
Because the world could end tomorrow.
Oh, it's too fancy. That's too fancy. I'm like,
no,
and in San Diego, everybody seems like everything's too fancy. So I'm like, my little tagline is dress it up a little.
Yeah.
Because that was the other thing I realized. Women, we play dress up a lot of times when we're young. Yeah. And it's so fun and it's so freeing. And you try all this stuff that you never would think to pull together. And then somewhere along the line, we stopped doing that.
Yeah. Society somehow affects us. Our peers in junior high, or you're bullied or you're teased or whatever. And then you see things on social media now. There's so much shaming, and it's like, oh my God, let's embrace and be kind to each other and have fun with fashion.
Exactly. So that's sort of my whole philosophy, and that's what I'm trying to somehow, in my little small way, do. Let's get back to having some fun. Play dress it up a little. Wear that sparkly thing to the grocery store. Who cares if you love it?
And you know how many people stop me when I'm wearing something that's Jen's? Like I have this, one of her loungewear sets that's completely tropical pattern. I've been stopped so many times wearing that thing, and people are like, where did you get that? What? That's amazing. And when I tell them it's a local designer and I can give them the information, oh wow, yeah, that's great. And it's something that I can wear over and over and over again, and I still feel comfortable in it. I love it. It stands out. I feel great in it.
Yeah.
And I love when people stop me and ask me about it.
That's the thing. If we feel great in what we're wearing, you walk a different way.
You do.
You have confidence. People think clothes are like silly or just something, that we have to do, whatever. No, they're not. No. They can bring so much joy.
For sure. I think you're definitely appealing to a little bit older demographic, because women like us, I'm 58, I feel like we need to support each other in our I don't even want to say middle age. I mean, hey, we're young.
You're young.
Science is saying we're all going to live longer, so that's great. So, embrace the fashion and dress up. Like you said, dress it up.
It's interesting that you say that, because on YouTube I get demographics, and the majority of the people that watch me on YouTube are in their 30s, like late 20s or 30s, because again, I think that is the group that really gravitates to sustainable fashion.
That's awesome.
A lot of people don't even know what that means, like my age or like our age or whatever. When I say sustainable, what is that?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to ask you a question. Of all the industries, where does fashion fit in the most polluting industries?
It's probably one of the top two.
It's third.
Yeah.
Only second to oil and gas is first, and food and ag is second.
I believe it.
And fashion is the third highest polluting industry.
And we have enough fashion that's already been made that can actually clothe the next 6 generations.
Right.
That's how many clothes are currently on the planet. And so much of that stuff is ending up in third world countries, polluting their waters, polluting their planet, their countries. It's unbelievable how much we're polluting the planet with fashion.
With fashion. I mean, sorry, just fast fashion. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't even do regular department stores. And if anything, if I've changed like anybody's mind on that, all of it is worth it.
I agree, 100%.
If you're interested in listening to the entire podcast, I will put a link to that in the description below. If you're in the San Diego area, do yourself a favor and go visit Bad Madge. There is something there for everyone. You can also follow the shop on Instagram for tips and information on how to buy if you're not local. Are you also a fan of Tanya and Bad Madge? I would love to know in the comments below. Thank you so much, Tanya, for inviting me to be a guest on your podcast. And thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Until next time, have fun and dress it up a little. If you're already a subscriber, thank you and I love you. If you haven't subscribed, please do and tap the bell for notifications.